Good morning, beautiful spirit. Abel AUM here with Abel Spirit to me, and I am Abel. Soham Hansaha Swaha. A big welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Today is a very short video. I have an appointment here in a minute, and I just wanted to get this in before that. Um, so I mentioned recently that I have begun to go back into the more breatharian, Atmarian, pranic living lifestyle. So I am basically not eating solid foods and very little anything. So I stopped eating about October 3rd. That was the last meal I had. And yeah, everything's going fine. Um, there were a couple things that I wanted to talk about. Because I'm going without food, my energy level has increased a lot, and so has my motivation to do projects. It's amazing how it works that way. So I started writing the second book, as I mentioned I was going to, and it is well underway. I'm on chapter number 5 right now. I don't have a complete outline yet because sometimes I just let it come to me. It just flows out, and I don't want to predetermine what the book's going to be when it changes whenever I'm in the moment. So anyway, that's very exciting. Um, I want to talk about something that is very neat. So when I first started this journey, I was looking into Buddhism a lot and Hinduism, and I didn't like Buddhism for two reasons. Number one, they don't believe in a god specifically. I guess there's three reasons. Number two was that they don't believe in a soul, so after you die, your soul just turns into universal energy. And I like the idea that I get to continue on after this body dies. And number three was some of the teachings, like the Anapanasati Sutra. And I haven't looked at it in a long time, so if I'm saying that incorrectly, I am sorry. But it's basically reaching enlightenment by using your breath awareness, etc. And what I didn't like about the teachings is simply what I've come to find. I wasn't ready for them yet. And it takes a certain point in your life where you can say, okay, yeah, let's give it a second try and see what I think now. So, in that sutra, you're basically focusing only on your breath, and there are there are more methods to do it. But what they didn't say in that sutra is what I want to mention today. What I am using currently to keep my mind almost completely silent throughout the day. I mentioned in the last video that you can do some throat breathing with the Ujjayi breath, but also connecting the breath. So you're breathing in. As soon as you reach the top, you breathe out immediately. As soon as you reach the bottom, you breathe in again. And what you're going to find is it completely changes the way that you breathe, how fast you breathe, and it makes you very present. It's hard to even finish a sentence in your head while breathing in that way. So that's not exactly the Buddhist teaching I was talking about, but it does go back to the breath, which is a very big part of Buddhism, is focus on the breath, focus on the breath. So in this teaching, I learned this method from one of Jasmuheen's books. She calls it divine one within breathing, meaning letting your divine one breathe. So combining different backgrounds, Hinduism thinks of Kundalini as a snake that lives in your lower pelvis and slowly works its way up your spine to meet in the top of the head in the brain. Also, they believe that snakes can survive on air, like cobras. They hear them hissing, and they're like snakes can breathe in the air and survive off that, kind of like a breatharian. And they believe that humans can too. And they believe that Kundalini is what tells your body when to breathe, tells your body how to stay warm, etc. So it's kind of like the autonomic nervous system of your body. Your Kundalini is kind of what keeps you alive when it's not being activated more than that. So doing breath work actually connects you to this deeper part of your being right away, your Kundalini, your inner life force. So breathing, connecting the breaths, the in breaths and the out breaths, connects it. Also, I've been reading more of the Siva Samhita, which is an awesome text as well, very old. I don't know what I think about all of the information, but I was reading this technique, and I forgot the name of the technique. I'll just tell you what it is, where you're combining different types of the vayus. So the vayus are the different types of air in the body, according to Hindu scripture. And everyone's heard of prana, but you may not have heard of udana or samana, or there are two others as well. But the ones I just mentioned, the prana is energy in your chest. And I know people talk about prana being in the air around you. Well, what do you take into your chest? You take in air. So prana is in your chest. And that's the energy pulling energy up. And I don't know why. I just know that that's what they consider. It is pulling energy up from below. And then you have the, man, I don't want to say it wrong. I think it is the udana. Anyway, it's the energy of excretion, energy, air that is in your lower body, like in your pelvis, that allows you to push things out. So going to the restroom, etc. And the energy in your belly, your abdomen, around your solar plexus, around your sacral chakra, those are the energies of samana or samana. The accents aren't on this text I'm reading, which is very frustrating for me because I want to pronounce it absolutely perfectly, and I need to see the Sanskrit accents on the letters in order so I can tell you how to pronounce it. Anyway, so this particular practice is breathing in to your chest, and it says you bend the prana down, and it took me a while to know what that meant. And it said you bend the udana, or the energy in your lower pelvis, up into your belly, the samana. So what I did is I started breathing in really deeply in my chest. I would do the Kegel movement, and I would bear down a little bit and push the energy from my chest into my belly and from the pelvis into my belly. And what happens is that the three energies combine there, and they force energy up Sushumna, which is the energy channel in the center of your spine. And how do you know if you're doing it right? Is you feel the pressure in your head. You feel the Valsalva. If you guys have ever done Wim Hof, he does this with his rapid breathing, and then he says, breathe it out, and then breathe it in, and suck it in, and push it up. Same kind of thing, but you're not pushing it up the whole time. You're putting your chest, pushing the air down into your belly, and you're doing the Kegel to pull the energy up to your belly. And when you're doing that, the energy actually circulates together, and it goes up through Sushumna, basically raising Kundalini, etc. So what I have done is I've done this anytime that I've felt, I don't like the word horny. Anytime that I've had sexual urges, and they've gone away completely. It's amazing. Anytime that I have had hunger, the sensation of hunger, I've done this, and that has gone away also. So it hasn't been very long yet. It's only been 7 or 8 days, 8 days, I think. No eating, no sexuality, and no cravings to do either one. If I do have the temporary body sensation, I do this practice. It's amazing. It goes away. One last thing before I'm done with this video, because I have this meeting in a minute. The samana, the energy in the belly, is the equalizing energy between Ida and Pingala. You guys may remember yin versus yang. There's a lot of different analogies for it. Masculine versus feminine. Shiva versus Shakti. But the Pingala in your right nostril is energy that goes to your left brain, and it sends masculine energy all over your body. And the Ida on your left nostril, which goes to your right part of your brain, it is responsible for putting feminine energy all of your body. So with the Nadi Shodhana, you breathe in each side to make it equal, but also this breath I was telling you about, the divine one within breathing, when you're breathing in, and then when you reach the top, you immediately breathe out. When you reach the bottom, you immediately breathe in. This is actually balancing the samana energy inside your abdomen, and that is balancing Ida and Pingala. So in other words, the reason I stumbled upon these practices because I was mentioning recently that both of my nostrils were breathing completely open after I started doing some of these new practices, which tells me that the energies are balanced. And I was thinking, well, how can I keep them that way? And this is yet another technique that you can use to easily keep your energies balanced without having to sit for meditation. I still don't like meditating. I did one recently, and I was not enjoying it. In fact, it made me feel a little bit depressed afterwards. And being aware of how you feel after you do something is very important. So this does not make me depressed. This makes me feel great. So once again, you can do the Ujjayi breath where you hear yourself breathing. You can also do the Nadi Shodhana on both sides. Sorry, I didn't mean to flip you off there. I think they usually use the ring or pinky. Also the samana breath. I don't know if I said it yet. Anyway, yeah, those 3 techniques. Oh yeah, and the last one was deep breath into the chest, pulling that Kegel muscle up and bearing down so that the energy is inside the abdomen. It's supposed to stoke the fire of your inner being, to burn off karma, to burn off unnecessary desires. And for me, it's working. So that's pretty cool. Give it a shot. Tell me what you think. I'm going to let you go now. I have another video to post today, too. We're going to do Keiichida Phase 1, as promised. I'm in my car, and it seems like anytime I'm in the car, I'm thinking about Keiichida, which is weird. But that's how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. Be well, you guys. You know I will. Thanks. Bye.